The northern part of India is right now in a natural crisis.
North India is under the grip of relentless monsoon rains.
Punjab, which is the land of 5 rivers, unfortunately it has become the land of floods.
The regions of Jammu and Punjab especially are in a very big crisis as of now. The cases of cloudburst, frequent rains, flash floods, landslides, loss of human, loss of animals, loss of infrastructure is very widely reported across the regions of Jammu and Punjab both. All across social media, you can see hundreds and thousands and millions of videos showing that how villages have totally turned into smaller lakes, small ponds and small rivers. Whole village itself has submerged under the water, and village in itself is not to be seen. Hundreds of people have lost their lives, thousands are injured, and lakhs of people have been displaced and rescued during these flood-like situations in Jammu and Punjab region both. Now, this is a devastating situation, which is definitely having a lot to do with man-made causes, but natural causes as well. But before discussing about the causes, first we need to discuss about what has been happening in both the regions of Jammu and Punjab simultaneously. After that, we will see this issue as a geographical phenomena. We'll see what are the reasons because of this flood taking place in these regions and why these specific places are being flooded in this particular season, alongside a lot of other geographical indicators and geographical terms in association with flood mitigation, and how government responses to these situations and what could be the possible future solutions for these kind of problems in future. All these things we'll be trying to discuss in this particular session. Hello, my name is Preetpal Singh and you're watching Perspective. Now, first, let us talk about the Jammu region. Dozens of people over the last 15 days have died in the region of Jammu. Thousands of people have been evacuated from different places, and state disaster response forces have been deployed at different areas for rescue operations. Officials have said that the river of Chenab and Tavi has seen a lot of rise, and also to the tune of 43.5 feet, which is 1.5 feet above the evacuation level. And because of this, there has been a loss of a lot of bridges and a lot of highways and flyovers in this particular region as well. There have been a lot of cases of landslides. First of all, in the Ramban region of Jammu and Kashmir, there have been cases of cloudburst. Alongside, in a lot of different places across Jammu, there have been cases of mudslides, landslides due to sudden cloudbursts, and because of which flash floods in different regions have also taken place. Also, the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway, alongside 14 prominent roads and highways in Jammu, has been closed following the landslides and mudslides, and which have been triggered by heavy rains. And almost 2,000 plus vehicles have been stranded for hours and days because of this. Also, several other important highways like Jammu-Rajouri-Punch highway, which is a very prominent route. Alongside that, Batot-Doda-Kishtwar highway, and also Simthan-Anantnag road and Mughal road have also been closed for tariff, has also been closed for traffics. Also, advisories has been launched by several district authorities of restricting people's movement on the road and telling people to stay indoors and stay inside their houses, and if their house is at low areas, then to evacuate the houses immediately. Now, if we talk about the amount of rainfall experienced by the region of Jammu, Riyasi has recorded the highest rainfall, that is of 203 millimeter, followed by Katra, which is around 193 millimeter, then Batot, which is 157 millimeter, then Doda 114 millimeter, then Banihal, which is 95 millimeter, and Jammu, which is 81 millimeter. Now many experts are saying that it is the worst rainfall, or it is the maximum rainfall which the region of Jammu has seen in the last 30 to 40 years. And also a lot of locals are saying that such flood-like situation in several urban areas in Jammu, people have never seen in their entire lifetime. Now, because of all these factors, first of all, economy of Jammu is shut. Second of all, people are losing their livelihood, people are losing their lives, people are having to face a lot of infrastructural damages, a lot of infrastructure losses due to loss of their house, due to loss of their vehicles, and loss of public infrastructure as well. Because of this, Today, economy of Jammu is in a standstill. That is for the region of Jammu. Now shifting to the region of Punjab, which is facing a much worse problem. Because you could see a lot of videos where several of the villages in Punjab have entirely been submerged under the water. The situation is so worse, so gruesome, that the Punjab government has declared the entire 23 districts as a flood hit and has said that this flood has taken the lives of 30 people till now and has impacted around 3.5 lakh people as of now. Also, dam reservoirs in Punjab region, they are up to the full mark and they are flowing near the danger mark, leading to alerts in several districts again altogether. Also, while this is happening, the Chief Minister of Punjab, Bhagwant Manji, has sought 60,000 crore release of fund from the central government, the fund which has to be given to Punjab in earlier circumstances. The Chief Minister has sought for the release of the earlier pending fund which the central government had to give to the state of Punjab. Also, the government has highlighted that this flood in Punjab is spread to all the 23 districts. Earlier it was just spread to 12 districts, but now all the 23 districts are flood hit and more than 1,400 villages have been declared as affected by the government, impacting more than 3.5 lakh people. Also, nearly 20,000 people have been evacuated so far. Also, the government has pointed out that till this point, 1.5 lakh hectares of crop is seen to be damaged. Now, the amount can be, or the number, or the size can be even more high if we see after the end of this flood getting dissipated. And also in Punjab, the worst hit regions are the regions of Gurdaspur, Mansa, Amritsar, Kapurthala, Firozpur, Tarantaran, and Hoshiarpur. These are the regions which are worst hit in Punjab. Now, while the government on one hand is doing what they can in this situation, but one interesting thing and one very important thing which we can see and observe in the region of Punjab as of now is that a lot of charitable organizations, a lot of NGOs coming forward and working for the welfare of the public. What we see is a lot of celebrities all across India who are belonging to the state of Punjab coming together on ground and working for the people. This is something which is very extraordinary for the close-knit community of Punjabis, where people are working with the spirit of Chardi Kala. And this is a very positive step to be seen during the times of adversity, where the community comes together during the times of adversity to help each other out and to come out of these adverse situations together with a winning situation. While the people of Punjab are taking the help of the government, people of Jammu are taking the help of the government, but the spirit of the community says that they should be helping each other in this time of adversity, in this time of crisis, which is why not just relying on the government, they are helping each other with the resources which they all have. And this is something extraordinary, which we can see even during the time of crisis, and this is what Indian spirit belongs to. Now, since we have clearly understood the condition of Punjab and the condition of Jammu, let us see some geography related terms. And after that, we'll be trying to understand what are the different ways or measures through which these man-made disasters which are related to climate change can be stopped or can be mitigated well with. Now, first term which we'll be trying to understand is the term cloudburst. Now, cloudburst is a localized extreme rainfall event. From the name itself, you can see a cloud is bursting, which means that all of a sudden, a localized extreme rainfall event takes place, which is defined as a 10 centimeter or more rainfall within an hour over an area of approximately 10 kilometers square. So 10 centimeter or more rainfall in an area of 10 kilometers square over an hour is what we call as a cloudburst, is what we will categorize as a cloudburst. Now, this phenomena is usually seen in hilly regions where orographic lift can be seen, which means when the warm air rises across the mountain slopes, it cools very easily and very rapidly at higher altitudes. Because it's moving towards the higher altitudes, it gets cooled very easily, the water gets condensed and it releases accumulated moisture all of a sudden in the form of intense rainfall. That intense rainfall is what we call as a cloudburst. Now, since the cloudburst event is localized, which is why it is very difficult to predict or monitor because of its localized nature and short-lived nature as well. And because such huge amount of water is poured in such short time, it can lead to flash floods definitely. And because of flash floods, it can lead to a situation of mudslides or landslides causing heavy damage to human and infrastructure. Now, several examples of cloudbursts could be seen in India in the recent years. The recent one is in the Ramban region of Jammu. Earlier, we could see in Uttarakhand also several cloudbursts taking place, in the Himachal Pradesh as well, several cloudbursts taking place where many people lost their lives. Now, as I've told you, that these cloudbursts leads to flash floods. Now, what is flash flood? Flash flood means that when all of a sudden intense rainfall leads to rapid runoff into rivers, streams, and drainage systems, and they start overflowing, especially in the rocky terrains that have low water absorption capacity. It can lead to a flash flood. Now, flash flood, from the name itself, is something which is short-lived, but it is very violent and also can result into serious loss of life over the span of just few hours. And while these flash floods are very quick, and because the land terrain of the hilly region is somewhat volatile, it can cause landslides as well, which means downward movement of a soil, rock, or debris due to gravity, often triggered by water infiltration of the land. One example of this can be the Chamoli landslide, which happened in the year 2021, caused by a flash flood. Now, since we have understood certain terms, one more thing which we need to realize is that what is the causes of these floods? See, first is the man-made cause, definitely, because of a lot of encroachments being done by individuals, because of deforestation, because of cutting off a lot of trees, more and more concretization of the areas, more and more urbanization of the areas, and because of the more concrete being used on the roads and the less water absorption capacity of the areas around. Because of that, we see these flood-like situations getting created. So man-made causes like unplanned and rapid industrialization and urbanization, concretization, encroachment of water resources, water bodies, creating more and more land. Deforestation could be one of the sources or could be one of the causes. Other causes are somewhat immediate and somewhat natural, which can be cloud bursts, which can be flash floods, which can be your cyclones, which can be heavy rainfalls or melting of the glaciers. But still, we have to understand one thing, that all of these things can be correlated to the global warming and can be correlated to the climate change event overall as well. Now, since we now know that several regions in India, especially the states across Ganga-Brahmaputra plain and the regions across Himalayas, are so vulnerable to flood-like situations, what we need to understand is that what can be done in future in order to avoid such losses, such massive losses. And definitely we can't stop these events, but what maximum we can do to mitigate these events, this is what we will discuss now. And first, very prominent structural reform which comes to people's mind, and which the government has been doing since the last many years, since the last many decades, is interlinking of water or interlinking of rivers. Now see, India is a very contrasting society, contrasting country. Here thousands of people every year, they die due to drought-like situation. And thousands of people, they die due to flood-like situation. So the same country, but a lot of regions in this country do not have water even for basic necessities. And on the other hand, water is so huge or so high that the flood-like situation gets created on different areas. So one area there is a drought-like situation, another area there is a flood-like situation. The government suggested why not interlink rivers with each other, whereby you would be linking a surplus river with a deficient river. And definitely this would help in providing resources to those who do not have and cutting down the excess resources to those who have resources in excess. And for instance, for example, the Sken-Betwa linking project, which is a water linking project or the river link project, is the flagship project of the national government and is crucial for water security and socio-economic development of the Bundelkhand region as a whole. So first is interlinking of these rivers. Second can be formation of reservoirs, more and more reservoirs. Definitely right now we have a lot of dams. The capacity of the dams are also quite huge, but creation of more reservoirs, more dams could also go a long way in controlling the flow of water and mitigating such disasters. Now, these 2 points are very important for the avoidance of floods. But one more point is in relation to managing coastal floods, where coastal regions needs to be fueled or filled with mangroves so that the water is soaked by mangroves and coastal flood-like situation do not occur again. So there's a government initiative as well, MISTI initiative by the government of India for mangrove plantation, which was launched by the government in the Union Budget of 2023-2024. Also alongside this, creation of embankments, diversifications and diversions of rivers or water bodies from one place to another can be done in order to provide more structural reforms for managing these disasters or managing these floods, extreme weather events in a better way. Now, since we already know about these mitigating measures, there are certain non-structural measures as well. For example, radar system, around-the-clock monitoring system, early warning or forecasting system of these floods, zoning of the floodplains, which the NDM has already done. National Disaster Management Authority has classified 4 zones, that is prohibited, restricted, regulated and free, across the regions where the possibility of flood occurring can be very, very huge. Also, other than that, 2 points are very, very crucial. One point is flood insurance. Second point is flood awareness. See, India as a country in itself is having a very low insurance penetration rate. But flood insurance is even lower. Now, we have a very popular scheme known as Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, which is very integral, very important for agriculture-related insurance, which individuals can take based on the land which they have. So if they insure their own agricultural land in the time of such a crisis, of such a flood, the insurance company would be paying the entire amount to the farmer, so farmers won't be at a loss. Now, while the flood insurance is there, flood awareness in different regions is also very, very important. The regions of Jammu, the regions of Punjab, people needs to be aware that when a flood takes place, what are the evacuation measures you should take, what are the materials you should keep with yourself, and whether to go out or stay indoors depending on the local situation, localized situations. And also creating an atmosphere of awareness and education initiatives goes a long way in ensuring that flood awareness is at very high and top of the agenda of the government. Now, effectively, we have seen that these floods are caused by both natural and man-made causes. We have discussed the situation of Punjab and Jammu region as well. And we have also discussed that how certain measures can lead to mitigation of these floods in the coming future. But eventually, one thing is very important, or what we see in these regions today. Until unless community themselves come together and try to solve these issues of climate change, extreme weather events, and the catastrophic outcome it might bring to the society, all of us needs to be standing united. All the people across the country should be showing their supports to people who are affected by these flood-like situations, whether it be in Himachal Pradesh, whether it be in Jammu, whether it be in Punjab, or any other region of the country as well. People should come and people should definitely support them in order to mitigate losses at such a eventful and at such a tragic point in their lifetime, which, as many people are suggesting, they haven't seen such kind of thing in their entire lifetime as well. I hope you gained a new perspective from this session. Do let me know what are your views surrounding it. All the very best. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.